everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today I have a review for you, a review and demo of the new Natasha Denona Chroma Crystal Liquid eyeshadows. So I picked up 2 of the 5. I have previously tried the little Chroma pot eyeshadows. Wasn't really a fan of those, so have a lot of thoughts for you on these swatches. Gonna give you detail from the Sephora site, a demo, all of that. But I also want to compare these to a couple of other things that I really like. I know, they're still in the boxes because I can't bring myself to toss them, but the Marc Jacobs Sequins eyeshadows from last holiday launch, as well as the Too Faced Crystal Whips. There's some stuff I want to go over, like as far as comparing these in case you already own one or the other. That way you know if this particular launch by Natasha Denona is right for you. So if you're interested in seeing all that, that was a super long intro, then just keep on watching. All right, my friends, so first and foremost, actually, before I take you into the Sephora website, I would ask that if you do want to continue coming back to my channel, that you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you're notified, because I really would love to have you as part of this YouTube family, and I hope this isn't the first and last time that we get to talk and see each other on this channel, so I would love it if you did that. And then, again, as always, if you find this helpful or even just entertaining or enjoyable, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out more than I could even say. So let's go ahead now and jump into the Sephora website, go over the facts about these little products. So for reference, I did pick up the shades Zone and Sienna. I want to disclose that before we go into this. But for reference, they are $25 each. And it is a high quality liquid eyeshadow with next level sparkling effects. Let's see, it says, okay, Paracress, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Flower extract supports skin's natural lifting capacities while smoothing the look of wrinkles. It's free of parabens. It's also vegan and cruelty-free. And it says Chroma Crystal Liquid Eyeshadows now feature a new lustrous formula which creates sensational next-level sparkling effects with 5 edgy iridescent shades. Each shade is made with rich, saturated, high-quality pigments, dazzling chroma crystals, and luminous mineral pearls for the most comfortable, long-wearing liquid formula that you will love to layer or wear alone. So let's go ahead and go into the packaging. So her packaging, I find, is very simplistic, but it's just classy. It's really nice, and this is what they look like. So the boxes do resemble the shade that you are getting, which is kind of nice because obviously I keep boxes. So likely I will keep these too. Again, I picked up Zone and Sienna, and so Zone is the lighter, Sienna is the deeper, and that is what they look like. They've got, for the most part, a smooth feel, but there is like, I don't even know if you'd be able to see it on camera, but there's like a glitter effect on the package. Again, I don't know that you'll be able to tell. And it's not that that makes it gritty, but you can sort of feel that on there. Here's what the actual packaging looks like. They're like a little tubey, a little chunky tube, and honestly, I don't know why when I first saw the promo pic, I thought they were going to come with like a little pump. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, they do come with a doe foot applicator. So for reference, first off, let me bring you up close so that you can see what they look like really close up in their little tubies. And they do come with the doe foot applicator. So let's go ahead and go into the doe foot applicator. It's weird. It's almost like a little foot. I don't know how else to describe that. How many variations of a doe foot applicator are there out there? Not a whole lot, really. So you've probably seen something like this, but what I find is that the little applicator portion, literally so let's try this again. Can you see that? It's like a little foot. So I have found that it makes it very easy to kind of pounce the product on there. So that is the applicator. Let me go ahead and grab swatches of these real quick. I'm going to swatch these on the back of my hand. I am going to do a couple of layers so that you really see the true opacity. So let me grab those and I'll be right back. Alright, so here we've got the 2 shades. This one is Zone, this one is Sienna, so you can see they are very reflective. These are with just a couple of quick layers. Zone is a champagne shade with pink and green micro flecks of sparkle, so it gives it this pink-green iridescence to it. And then Sienna has a very strong green shift to it. So it's like it's not like a blue-green as in blue-brown pigment. It is truly a green shift, and it is very, very lovely. So these are what they look like. Now, before we continue, I'm going to take you into the demo so that you can see how I came up with this today. I will tell you it's super quick and easy. Obviously, you can use these on their own, or you can supplement to make this the standout shade and use your palettes for your matte shades, things like that. That is what we are doing today. So let's go ahead and get into the demo portion of the review, and we'll be right back. So I'm going to supplement using the Colourpop and Becky G palette. And I'm going to first go in with the shade Sienna, and this is actually just going to be my crease shade. I am going to layer this a couple of times because I did want to build up the intensity. Next up, I'm going with the shade Vibra, and this is actually just going to deepen up the outer portion of my lid, kind of staying within that same teal color scheme. Next, it's time for the star of the show, which is Sienna, and I'm going to go directly with the doe foot applicator and just layer this on. This is the best option for getting the most pigmentation out of it. So I'm just going to kind of let it dry a little bit, let it set, and then I'm going to go back in with the shade Vibra, kind of layer that back over the outer portion of the lid, just so that they kind of blend well together. And then I'm going in with the shade Zone. This is what I'm going to use on my inner corner, and I'm going to grab a little bit on a brush just so that it doesn't get messy with the doe foot applicator. That's it, guys. That's the final look. Alright, you guys, that brings us to the end of that demo. I really hope you found it helpful and easy to follow. So before we go into final thoughts, I want to give you the comparisons of the products that I brought up earlier. So the Marc Jacobs sequins and then the Too Faced crystal whips. So I've swatched them all on my hand so that you can kind of have an idea. Let's see if we can go through this without getting super confused. So right here in the middle, I've got the two Natasha Denonas, and right here, this first one is Pop the Bubbly by Too Faced, one of the crystal whips. So it's definitely got the same metallic and sparkle factor. The only difference is this one is a lot lighter. I would imagine that it's going to be pretty similar to the lightest, I think it's called Moonstone, the lightest one in this lineup. I can't validate that for certain because I didn't purchase that one, but as far as metallic and sparkle-wise, I find them to be very similar. And then moving over here, we've got Marc Jacobs sequins. So obviously a little deeper, but definitely super sparkly and metallic as well. And I would find this one to be the most sparkly and intense out of those three. So let's come back over to the browns. So Sienna right here, and then moving over to this one, we've got the Too Faced crystal whips. So this one I do find to be completely different. This one's a little bit more rich in like color or opacity, I guess, and is not as heavy on the sparkle. And then this one right here is the Marc Jacobs, which is hugely intense on sparkle. It's very rich in pigmentation, and the sparkle factor is very different in the sense of this one is very green, has a heavy green shift. This one has a ton of like rich pink sparkle to it. So the sparkle factor is different. However, as far as like a true metallic, sparkly standout shade, same thing, I would consider the Marc Jacobs to take the cake for those. So let's go ahead and go into my thoughts. So first off, $25 a pop. Well, I mean, that's pretty much what you're gonna pay for these types of things. I want to say, without looking them up, I can't remember how much these are. These are probably about $20 each. So they're going to be a little bit less than Natasha Denona, but Natasha Denona is luxury brand. So I will also tell you, let me also give you volumes. I'll come back to that in a second. I feel like I'm having total squirrel moments. The Marc Jacobs, also luxury, and I think these were also about $26 or $28. I think I had bought them during the 20%, so I paid less, but still in that price range. So I do think for a luxury product, they are very decently priced, but it's all relative because $25 for one eyeshadow is obviously, in the grand scheme of things, pretty expensive. So let's go ahead and go into volumes. So the Natasha Denona Chroma Crystal liquids have 0.27 fluid ounces. The Crystal Whips by Too Faced have 0.165 fluid ounces, so definitely less product. And then the Marc Jacobs has 0.12 fluid ounces. So you're obviously getting more in the Natasha Denona, which if you're gonna use these on the regular, that's a great thing. For someone like me who doesn't ever really get through a full product, well, I could have used a little bit less. I don't mind going, you know, paying a little bit less either. So that is that. Now let's go into the actual product for Natasha Denona. Comparisons aside, we're done with that. So if you, I don't know if you watch Natasha Denona like tutorials when she's gonna release something, that's the best way to find out how to use a product. Huda does it as well, and I really appreciate that because there might be something that takes a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of different application, that if you don't know, you're gonna end up having a really bad experience with the product. I don't think there's really a lot to know about these. I mean, it's a liquid eyeshadow. There's a couple of little things. I think I just spit. That's gross. Sorry. Anyways, so these do dry down very quickly. Now, we'll tell you, once they're dried down, you're locked and loaded. This thing is not budging anywhere. So you gotta move a little quickly. If you build up too much, I have found it can look a little bit flaky or clumpy, kind of the way liquid eyeshadows do. It may be the texture on my eye, or I don't really have texture, but I do have on my right eye, I have like a wrinkle or like a heavy wrinkle that goes along the middle that can sometimes pose a problem for me. I really have not had an issue because I pretty much move quickly with these. Another thing to consider is that she highly suggests that once you put it on, once you lay it down, that you leave your eyes closed, because those wrinkles, all of us have different wrinkles on our eyelids. If you put it on while it's still setting, you have your eyes open, and it's, you know, conforming to those lines, so then it can look like paper mache, I would assume. Anyways, so she highly suggests leaving your eye closed for 2 minutes. I think that's going to turn a lot of people off because a lot of people don't want to have to take that step, have to put that high maintenance into something. I have not found that to be the case. Honestly, I put it on, I'll go like this for literally like 2 or 3 seconds and I move on with my life, and I have not had an issue. They do dry down very quickly, so I don't think you need to wait the 2 minutes. However, I did not create the product. That's coming from the brand owner herself. I just want to impart that information in case it's something that will help you with this application. As far as taking it off at the end of each day, like I said, it's locked and loaded throughout the day. I've been to the pool with these on my eyes, sweating so bad in like 100-degree weather, and honestly, I get home and it's like still there. It's crazy. Anyways, but with a makeup balm, like a makeup melt away balm, kind of like your Drunk Elephant, your Clinique, your pharmacy, it comes on off so easily. It just melts away. I have had no issues there. So that being said, it's a very easy product to work with. As far as on the lids, you guys know, I feel like I'm one of the best judges of sparkly or metallic or intense shades because this is my kind of thing. I love these types of shades. I will forego all mattes and satins and everything, and I just give me sparkly metallic shades for the rest of my life and I'll be happy. I'll find a way to make it work in the crease. Anyways, so as a final thought, I think they are very, very pretty. They really are. Hands down, I like them over the Chroma Crystals pot eyeshadows. I had purchased a couple of those and I hated them. I returned them because I knew I would get no use out of them. So definitely a step up for me. I really like them. I find myself looking in the mirror and I'm like, wow, they're pretty. But here's the thing, is that these sequins shadows are beyond my favorite type of standout shade. These I have used so much because they're intense, they're super sparkly. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of light to catch them and them to look super intense. Whereas something like this, I feel like if I'm not in the right lighting, then I can't see the super standout effect. So I think because I had set the bar so high, because I love these so much, that it's not that they didn't live up to them, it's just that they're very pretty in their own way, but I like these more. That's not to say I'm disappointed by these. I really think they are a beautiful product. I'm just not dazzled as I had thought I was going to be because of these. I feel like these were the downfall for these for me. Again, I love these so much that they just set a standard so high for individual eyeshadows. And this one had such a hype in the description as far as being like next level, sparkly, metallic, chrome, like all this stuff. Anyways, so because of that, I had it in my mind that they were gonna beat these out, and I'm like, ah, man. So anyways, if I had to choose between the two, I would choose Sienna. There's something about it that there's a little more oomph to it than there is in Zone. There's also another thing that I want to disclose to you is that these 4 out of the 5 are liquid versions of some of her powder shadows. One of them, and I can't remember each and every one, so forgive me for that, but overall I'll tell you high level. One of them is a liquid version of one of the shadows in the Tropic palette. There are 3 that are liquid version of her single shadows. So if you don't buy her singles, you're good. You're not gonna have any duplicates. And then Zone, which is this one right here, is a brand new shade that does not exist in powder form. So that's that as well. Just know if you don't want dupes and you already have some of her powders, maybe check them out. See which ones so that you know going in if you're gonna be buying a same shade in a different form or different format. So anyways, that's that. They are beautiful. I like them very much. I'm definitely not disappointed. I'm just not dazzled because there's something I like more. And that's not to say everything has to be the same as everything else. It's just that I think in my mind the standard was so high because of one thing that I was like, oh. However, the longevity is amazing, and if you are in hot temperatures or if you're wanting to just do like one wash over the lid like I've talked about recently, I think these are really great. Also, you can use your finger. It shears it out a little bit, which is also kind of nice because then you have a slight sparkle wash over your lid. Also, using a brush is a really good way to do it as well. I've done it that way, although using the doe foot directly is my favorite way for the most pigmentation at one time. So that being said, I hope you found this helpful. I hope you found it entertaining or enjoyable. And now I will take you into the verse of the day. All right, my friends, I hope again that you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for stopping by. I have a quick verse of the day for you just in an effort to encourage you, to tell you that I love you and that Jesus loves you so very much. Today's comes from Acts 20:35, and it says, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." You probably already know that by now. Giving is so much better than receiving. You get so much. You're so fulfilled when you give to others. So, thank you again for watching. I'll see you very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.